All right, it's time for an update on my apple trees. Come join me in the chaos.
Join me in the chaos where the food forest thrives in the joy of growing. Our hearts come alive, embracing the mess where nature takes.
All right, so this gala is doing pretty nice. Got some apples growing on it. Planted this just 2 years ago. Summer 2 years ago. Already about 4 inches wide. Doing pretty decent. We had a late frost, early frost. Late frost? Whichever one knocks the flowers off. So I lost most of the flowers. Had a few flowers open later. So just a few apples on this one. This apple tree got a couple apples as well. This is a Fuji. But mostly just growing. And man, is it growing. So that's pretty exciting. The apple trees are doing amazing. These apple trees are my source. This is a Mutsu. Such beautiful trees. If I don't ramble too much, I have like 14 apple trees, so I'm not trying not to talk about them all. When I said source, so what I did was when I pruned these guys last winter, I went ahead and used some of that material to graft into these, and I did some whip and tongue tutorial videos. And you can see my little whip and tongue graft. Nice and healthy. And I kind of mixed it up. So I put some galas on. So I think that one's a gala, that one's a Fuji, that one's a Mutsu. This one has 2 grafts on it. So I have a Fuji and a gala on the same tree here. So 2 whip and tongues. And this one has all 3. So I believe that one was the gala, the Fuji, and then the Mutsu. And they're all whip and tongues. And again, if you don't know how to whip and tongue graft, super easy. Real quick slant cut, and then you do the tongue, just kind of cut like along the slant, and then you just do the exact same mirror slice on the other branch. So you have your rootstock is going to be the bottom part, and then your scion wood is going to be the top part. And I usually just do 2 node scion cuts. Sometimes I'll do 3 node, depending on how far apart the nodes are. Super easy, super effective. This was a bark graft I did last year, and man, this thing's big. Bigger than my wrist now. Grown super well. I don't remember if I did a video on it, but I kept having some of my grafts shear off, and so I decided to put a 4-inch screw through the scion and into the trunk to keep them from falling off in the wind. So that's just to reinforce it. This one just sheared right off. So this is what inspired me to actually attach it to the trunk better, because when the wind comes rolling, it just tears off that little veneer of material, because you know it's just going to be one layer of wood, one growing season. Easily shears off with too much wind. But ever since I screwed those in, I haven't lost a single scion from wind. So I think I lost 3. I did like 30, maybe 35 bark grafts, because I had like 15 trees, and each one I tried to do 2 to 4, depending on if they had 2 trunks. This is another one that sheared off. And that's just a sucker. This one had 2 as well, but one sheared off. But I put that screw in, nice and hard, nice and tight, nice and not falling off. And so that scion has just gone nuts. These ones are doing great too. Eventually you won't even be able to see that screw. Eventually the entire wound will heal around it. I have one down the way that you can't even see it anymore. So if you're working on bark grafting, or you've thought about bark grafting, and you're worried the wind will take those scions off, it probably will. But putting a 4-inch screw through the scion seems to keep it held onto the tree. Also, you're going to want to keep it pruned back, because mine were growing, you know, like a foot a week when they first took off, just trying to make up for the loss of the tree since I These are 40-foot tall trees, and I chopped them down to 5 feet and then grafted them. So they grow really, really quick at first. This one's doing really well also. So yeah, they look kind of funny at first, but eventually you won't even be able to tell. And you don't lose the rootstock because you grafted into it. Oh, and this is a Royal Empire. This one didn't do very well last year. It had a few problems. Mainly that tree I didn't prune until this year, and so this guy was shaded out. So now it's growing a lot better without that shade. I would like to get some cuttings of the Royal Empire. I've heard it's a delicious plant, so delicious apple, not plant. Anyway, the apples are doing amazing. Apple trees are doing amazing. Super excited to see how they do next year. Let me know if you have any questions about grafting or mulching. I don't think I mentioned mulching. So I don't really fertilize or anything. I pretty much just use mulch. And the mulch is just from arborist wood chips, chip drops. Pile on the mulch, and that's about it. And they seem to do really well. And I feel like I'm rambling now, so I'm gonna end it. Thanks for joining me in the chaos.
That's where the wild things grow and graze in nature's rhythm, letting the seeds we sow. In the sun will toe of dirt between our toes. God's rules for plants only Father Adam knows. Come join me in the chaos gardening, where the wildflowers bloom, letting nature take the lead in this beautiful commune. Where the food forest thrives in the joy of growing, our hearts come alive, embracing the mess where nature takes control. Come join me in the chaos, let the bounty unfold. Come join me in the chaos, where the food forest thrives in the joy of growing, our hearts come alive, embracing the mess where nature takes control. Come join me in the chaos, let the bounty unfold. Come join me in the chaos, where the veggies are ripe, watching the magic as plants come to life. In the chaos we find peace as the garden sings. Natural selection at work as nature brings. Come join me in the chaos, letting go of control in the symphony of green. Come join me in the chaos, where the food forest thrives in the joy of growing, our hearts come alive, embracing the mess where nature takes control. Come join me in the chaos, let the bounty unfold. Chaos, where the food forest thrives in the joy of growing, our hearts